Hello everyone, welcome back to iTeLearn. This is the day 2 for our live project 2.0. And before we get into the agenda of today and what we're going to discuss, let's take a quick look at day 1. At this time, I'm assuming each of you can hear me and also see my screen team. Now, out here, what we did primarily in day 1 is I gave an idea about the live project, what we will do, how the teams will get divided. Like we said, the teams will be divided based on what area they'll work. So it could be, this could be one team, or 1 and 2 together can be one team. We have Selenium, HPUFT, mobile app testing team. So there are few teams that can work together. Now, like we also discussed, you can be part of up to 2 teams at the same time, so you're getting a good exposure that way. Now, expectations that we discussed as a project member, and since this is a new project, we'll start from requirements. We will document the requirements at length. We will then start preparing our test suite, and then we will get into testing the application once the app is ready. Okay. So this is how we're going to go about. We also discussed about the application and briefly about what it does. All right. So I think that is what we did, and then we created a FAQ document. Most of your questions that were asked, I have answered here. All of this is there as part of one folder called All Live Projects. This is where everything is being put right now, team. So I'm sorry about that. If you are someone who's attending this for the first time and still a little confused, go through these documents once this folder is shared with you, and then everything will be clear. So let's look at in terms of the details. I'm gonna quickly try and hide the email ID and phone number. We don't need it here. So team, just hold back from filling your email address right away. Just wait till a day or two so that the final team, once it's there, will be able to do it. So we have in total, if you leave the first two, about 18, 19 of us. Now let's see who is there in what. I see most of you are saying manual. Okay, anyone who's part of this live audience who is not in this document, please fill your name immediately out here, because we will need to finalize the team and move forward. Saqib will be coordinating on most of these activities, but I just wanted to make sure I put the link in chat for all of you team. Please make sure that if you have not put your details here, kindly do so in this sheet. Okay. Now I see most of you are talking about manual and Selenium, QA and Selenium, manual and Selenium. There's no one who's planning to do UFT. So no UFT here, right? Okay. So none of you want to do UFT team? Anyone interested? If not, that's fine. Mobile and Selenium. Selenium and UFT. Okay. I think I need to make one change then. I'm going to combine these two into one team. Manual and AnyAUT. Not manual plus ALM Jira, manual plus AnyAUT. That's what we require. Selenium can be by itself. We don't need Selenium. Definitely we need a mobile app testing team, and this all of you should be able to work with. So anyone in this sheet, team, do me a favor. I want to put this here, team 1, team 2. What do you prefer? Options that you have are very limited. What are the options? 1 manual plus AnyAUT, 2 Selenium, 3 mobile app. Okay. Can I request you all right now to please fill in which one you will take? What is your team 1 and team 2? Does not matter the order. You can put in any order what you think, please. There are a few questions that I see. I'm going to quickly answer them. Okay, some people have not got this document because I don't believe it's shared yet. So it will be shared with the finalized team members on this. Divya here, I'm interested in UFT. So Divya, is it this? Are you the yeah? You're the same Divya. So kindly put those details then. So let's say you can say man if UFT is there, then I'll put that too. Okay. 3 is HP UFT, and then 4 is mobile app. Okay, this is for both teams. Why did we use merge cells? Questions, anyone? While I'm just cleaning up a few things. You can write 1 and 2. So not like that. See, you write 1 here. Okay, I want you to write like this team. Manual plus AnyAUT. Copy from there. Okay. Then team 2 is Selenium. That way, please. Can everyone do that change right now? Is it mobile automation? No, not mobile automation, manual mobile app testing. So we'll implement, we'll get it on our devices and we'll start doing it from there. Okay. Rajay, okay, so then I'm waiting for others to finish doing this. Now let's look at what else we did in day 1. All right, so I think next in terms of our agenda, this is what was there. Good, so I'm going to put that as a day 2 agenda. Now requirements progress, we have to do this. Sakib brief demo on Trello we'll have today. Teams and schedule for our meetings, we've done some discussion on a team. Okay. I'll put the Google Drive link once more for everyone. Oops, not this. Please update your information team if you have not done so far. Okay. Don't put your email or phone number for now. Okay, so these are the points, team, that we're gonna focus on today's session. This is most important. Now, let me tell you before you think that this is easy, you're gonna sit back and enjoy the show. No. Day 3 onwards, you will be presenting. Okay, whatever you've done till day 3, you'll be presenting that. Just thought I'll quickly let you know on that. Now, okay, this is good. Let's go on to requirements progress and see where we are. In the previous session, I said we need to start documenting in Trello. So I would like to know or hear from any members who have made any progress. Have you been invited to the live project just done, Trello? No. Okay. All right. So Ashna and Sakib, Saqib, can you please invite the confirmed participants into Trello right now? Ashna, can you please share that list
Yeah, sure, Mate.
with me and Saqib in an email, and Saqib will invite them. Okay. And Saqib, I'll make you the presenter so you can start sharing your screen, maybe Trello. Okay.
Okay, Gati. Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
sure.
you can also show how you're inviting others into it. Once.
Okay, yeah.
Ashna, will you be able to email the list, Saqib? We need the list of confirmed email addresses. All right. So meanwhile, let Saqib get going, please. Go ahead, Saqib.
Yeah. So team, in Trello, we can create a project. Like if you are seeing my screen, here there is a project name. Okay. So we can create few boards. So if you can see here, I have created Android mobile application board and dashboard management, iOS mobile application, resource management, task management, user management. So in this manner, we can create board by choosing this option and giving the title for it. Okay, so I will just show how we can invite the members. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to the user management. So here we have a list, right? So in this list, what we can do here is we can add a list here for saying first one will be in backlog. So this is one
Saqib,
list.
why don't you show maybe
Yeah.
the one which is already created for maybe a yacht peach or
Oh,
something?
okay, got it. Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Or orange, maybe.
Yeah. So team, here you can see the names of the list. Like one is the backlog, the second one is requirements, third one is the development. So these are all the phases. So the fourth one gonna be like QA phase and ready for deployment and deployed. So these are all the phases. We call it as a list in the Trello. Okay. So if you go through it, once if the requirement, all the requirements, first we need to get it in the backlog state. So we'll be giving one number for it, and we need to add a card under the list. Okay, so these are all the requirements. So once the requirement is clear, we can move it to the requirement state, and we can start assigning that to a users. Once we invite a team, we will get the team users here. So once you click on that, you will be able to see all the list of members who are in that project, and you can simply just assign them to work on it. So once the requirement is clear, then we can drag it to the development phase. So for example, here is a landing page. So it is something which is regarding the landing page requirement. So we have created checklist here. If you can see here, this is the requirement checklist. So when the first one is estimates. So once the requirement estimates is done, we can just check it out, so that it will say it is done. So next, create requirements, review requirements, complete requirement. So all these phases has been done for the requirement. Okay, so next, development checklist. So reviewing requirements and provide estimates for that, and providing wireframes, design, development, and move to QA. Move to QA means moving to testing environment. So the third one is like QA. So once QA estimates is done, like how much time it will take for that particular requirement to write test cases on it. So once we are done with that, so we can just check it out. Next, creating of test cases. Next, execution of test cases, review. So whatever we feel, we can make them as a checklist. So once we are done, we can just give a label. So let me show one more thing which we are actively working on. So this is the in-yacht bugs which we are working. So once, as I said, once we are done with the backlog, we will move into the requirement. So we're gonna change it to the orange color from red. So once we have changed it to, and we are moving to the development phase, we just give it as a label as a blue color, which indicates it is in the development phase. Once it is done, So we have given yellow for the QA. See here, this is one like the testing is done, but again it moved from here to here. So that's the reason we can see two colors here over here. So once everything is done, so it is good in QA. So we're gonna move that card to this ready for deployment. So all these colors which seems green, yellow, testing is done, development is done, and also it is good to go live. So once everything is done, these are which are the things the backlogs which got moved to the live version. So all these three things, if you can see here, this is the count. So in this manner we can do for in just in our project. So Trello is nothing but a simple and easy project management tool where you can manage all your tasks accordingly. Okay, so any questions, team?
Sakib, you want to show maybe a brief setup for
Hmm.
just done and maybe one
Okay,
requirement?
yeah, sure.
Also show one use case, a user story or something, how that looks.
Okay,
Thank
I'll
you.
do that.
So maybe create those same buckets here or
Yeah, yeah.
lists and then.
So I'm creating the list over here. So I have created the list team. So I'm adding a card. So I'm just giving it a number like 1. So for the user management, let's assume we are working on sign up, right? Or registration form. Okay. So I have created a card and we need to give a complete detail over here, like what are the fields should be there in that sign up registration form. So the complete description of that particular task, I mean backlog. So I just gonna give like sign up registration form should have all the details. Like for example, first name, last name, and so and so. So in this way we can save it, and we can add an attachment if we have any wireframes to it. Okay. So by using this link, we can add it attachment, and once, as I said, we can create checklist for it. So I'm just creating checklist for requirement. So first thing like estimates, how much time it will take for the estimation of that particular requirement. So creating it and reviewing and complete. So, okay, I'm gonna add one more checklist saying development. So gonna give the review requirement and provide estimation. Wireframes, design, development, and move to QA. So I am creating now QA checklist. So first one gonna be estimate, test case creation, test case execution, and reviewing it, complete, and promote to production. Okay, so in this manner, we can create checklist for it. So I will show you how the user stories can be written. So for account registration, we have wireframes here team. So if you can see here, so this is the design, the web development. Sorry, the web designer has provided us the wireframes. So like the sign up form should be like this or something like that. So based on that, and we have here written some BDD document which says there's some user stories like when the user is on registration, we have two scenarios over here. One is successful and failed registration. So when the user is on AnyAUT homepage, when the user clicks on join us thing, the page should take to the pricing plan selection. So all this comes under the user stories. So like explaining the you explaining it to the user, like when the user is on, when he's doing something on the web page, how the application should behave. So everything is similar, something like user stories over here. So we have created for a negative scenario. So what happens if some mandatory fields got skipped? So it should throw some error message over here. So in this manner we can create user stories. Okay. So this is a functional requirement document. So here we can put what is the uh, every field validation, like how much the field should accept the boundary values, and what are the criterias, and what are the error message should be there in that. So what are the things here? So if you can see here, password should be both uppercase and lowercase. So you can write the complete detailed walkthrough of that particular requirement. Okay. So any questions, team, so far? So let me. Okay, let me take a Q&A. So can you make increase the font size? Would you like to use case on Trello? Yes, absolutely. For the writing the user stories and all, we can use Trello. Why aren't there any green label on Trello for in your orange? See, it's moved directly to ready for deployment backup, but doesn't that mean the testing is done by QA? So team, the testing is done. So whatever the things which has been moved to, so then we can, if it is good to go live, like the testing is done, then it should go for the green label. So the color is up to us. So we are following like this process for each phases. Will iTeLearn team provide the access into Trello and all the users? Yes, absolutely. So we're gonna add it. all the users. Once I get the confirmation link, so I guess I got a link. So let me add you. So team, let me add you into the gestion. So here we can go, we can click on this members, and so here we can give all the email IDs. So I'm adding all of you into this project. By selecting the bulk add members, we can add multiple members at a time. Yeah. So so here you can see all those names who are confirmed with it. So team, if you haven't sign up in the Trello, you will get an invitation link to your email ID. So once you click on that sign up thing, it will take you to the registration form. Then you can sign up there, and you can get access to this board. See here, this is unconfirmed, means they haven't have any Trello account. Okay, so this thing, which means normal, means is already having a Trello account, so got added. So Tim, let me know if you haven't got any invitation, if anyone has missed from your side. So please let me know so that I can add you again. Okay, yeah, I will add you. Yeah. Okay, can you please the those who haven't got an email invitation from Trello, just send me an email, drop an email to this email ID.
So, Sakib, what I would suggest is for that, let's use the list which Ashna will give and then send it
Okay.
after the session, please.
Okay,
Thank
sure,
you.
Karthik. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So, team, you'll have to wait for it. So, you'll get it at least within the first hour after the session ends. Go ahead, Sakib. So, as of now, there are no requirements. There's a requirement document. Can you see that? Um, did I start making a requirements document yesterday? Yeah, functional requirements just done. Send folder.
So here we have you for user management, like sign up, which we have created right now. So we can do it for the login also, for forgot password, whatever the Karthik has mentioned here. So in the functional requirement document, so whatever the things we have, we can add them as a create one card and add those requirements, and we can start writing the use case stories for each requirement, and we can get a wireframe done from the Atomic 77 team. Uh, so we can follow that process. And
I I have one question, Sakib.
yes, Karthik. Yeah.
We already have created similar requirements for other applications, correct? Like AnyAUT, Intraft, QA on it for everything. So can we
Yeah.
reuse some of this documentation and then just makes small changes to just done, because the concept will remain the same, correct? It won't change much.
Okay.
User management at least.
Okay. Okay, Karthik. Yeah,
So if
we can do that, Karthik.
yeah, can you, so that the team can use those templates. And one more request, in our live projects folder in Google, can you please share, um, put the sample templates of functional requirement, use case, and test case, and so on, so people get to see.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So team, I'm just adding those things there. So for example, for user registration, so I'm just downloading it. Um,
Do one quick walkthrough also, please. Maybe you want to zoom in this sheet and quick walkthrough for everyone.
okay. Yeah. So team, here you can see the future, which means the requirement. Okay, so it is for user registration. So I hope now it is. I have zoomed in. I hope now you can see it clearly. Okay, so here is the user registration. So what are the prerequisite for that? In order to register user account, the registration form should be ready with the required details. So what are the required details here? So we have created two scenarios. One is successful registration and one is failed registration, as I said. So in BDD, we can write in this format like, given the user is on AnyAUT homepage, when the user clicks on join us button. So let me show you. So here is a join us button, right? So once the user clicks on it, so it should take, then the page should take to the pricing play. It is for Peach team, so not for the orange version. So it is under development stage. So, and the user should choose plan from the list of plans, and the user should click on get this plan button from the pricing plan. So imagine you have three plans over here. So once we click on the get this plan button, so the you should show the pricing plan according to that plan which we have selected. Then the page should redirect to registration form, and the user needs to enter the details of the first screen like first name, last name, email, and password for that. So, and the user should be able to view the selected plan with pricing information in the drop down. So I hope you can assume what is going on, like how the things navigation is there. Okay, and then the user should able and also user has an option to change the plan. There we are giving an user to change the, if he doesn't want to go for that selected plan, he can choose another plan also in that case. And the user should click on proceed button. So once the selection of plan has been confirmed, the user can click on the proceed button, so which takes the user to enter all these details of second screen, which is company, the designation field, phone number, and country. Okay, so and the user, when the user clicks on register button, once user fills all these details and click on the register button, then a confirm registration confirm message should be popped up, like say the user should get a message like thanks for registering, check your email. So the email should be sent to that particular user saying that hey, you have been registered, thanks for registering, or something like. So in such manner we can write for the similar way for the just done. So what are the fields we are required for this and all. Okay, so let me add all the this thing there also, so that we can make few changes in it. So user management, it is first sign up, right? So I'm attaching an document. So you can give it as a BDD for sign up. So here is a thing team. So I have attached. So in the requirements, one more thing we need to add a functional requirement document too. Let me add that too. Yeah. So I'm attaching that to here. For the first sign up. Okay, so once if we, so first it will be in red, so we can add whatever the things here. So for example, we have said sign up registration, right? So we can add another card saying that login. Okay, so this is a second requirement, login. Same manner we can add the checklist for it, team. So we can add one more card, which is forgot password, right? So I'm adding that. This is the third one, and fourth one is invite new resources. So under user management, so once we are good with the requirements, when the requirements are clear, then we can move to the requirement phase and add those requirements, and we can just change the color to orange. Okay. So once the requirement is done, once all these checklists are completed, see here you can see the uh, total percentage of how much in this total phase is done. So if we click on one, it is showing 25%. So once everything is done, it will say like 100% green. Okay. So same thing we can do it for the development. So once everything is done, we can move it to the development phase. So there we can add assign sorry, we can assign here from here itself. So members, so I'm just adding team members. So for example, I have added Abhijit for it. So it means the Abhijit needs to work on this particular requirement thing. So once he's done, we can leave a comment saying that for example, Abhijit wants to I want to say for the Abhijit, right? So I'm just selecting his name. I'm just marking, please is work on requirement. So we can leave it. So if you think once the requirement is done, we can mark anyone in the team, and we can say, for example, someone name, and we can say requirement is done. So we can chart here over here by leaving the comments. Okay. So once you feel the requirements, all these phases has been completed, reviewing and everything. Uh, in parallelly, we need to develop the for the QA team. We need to create test cases based on the requirements, and also we should be ready with the test cases team. So once the development everything is done, and it's in the development phase, and the developer starts working on that particular requirement, then we can move it to the once they are done, if they move to the QA environment, then we can start executing those test cases which we have created. Okay. So and we can change the labels accordingly, and once we are done with that, so if you think it is good to go live, then we can move to the further ready for deployment. Okay, by changing the label color to green, which says okay, everything has been done. So all this, it has been completed, came from all those phases, and everything it has been all tested, and also it can go for live. So what the developers will do, once we say, we give a green signal for them, like it is good to go live, then they will move from test environment to live. The code will be moved from there to here. Okay. So Tim, if you have any questions so far, uh, please put it in the chat so that I will get one by one here. Okay, let me go through those questions. Uh, so regarding the invitation, team, please mail to my email ID, which I have provided. If you still haven't got any invitation from the Trello, I will try to resend it again once Ashna confirms the list. Okay. I- So Rita, is it written in BDD format? Yes, the previously which I have shown, it is written in BDD format. So we can write the use case stories. I will share the templates with you. Okay, with the people. Will we have test case? We will have test cases review before test execution. Yes, Maria, we will be able to review it first, and also after execution, we need to get how many of them are failed, and so for tracking the bug life cycle, it will be useful for us. Yeah, like a basic mock-up screen under backlog. Yeah, if we have any related mock-up screens, we can add them in the we can add as an attachment to that particular requirement. What if more than one person is working on the same Trello card? So see, we have an option to chat, right? It's something like comments. Leaving comments is nothing but chatting with each other. So if two people are assigned for the same task, then we can go conversation there itself by saying communicating with each other, and who is working on which and who is working on what. So it won't be problem, right? Yeah. I hope I have answered your question. Yeah.
I
So
just want to
next
add one
question.
thing, Saqib, is team Trello is a publicly available tool, and we all learnt it. And what I would recommend is get to it, start looking at what it does, look at the brief overview, and then start working as a team. And I'm sure as we go along, you'll keep understanding more and more about what it does and so on. Right?
Yeah. So the next question is, who will do project live on deployment phase? So the development team gonna once that it has been tested, so they will move it to the deployed phase. Yeah. I have just joined. Where can I find the requirements documents? So once I add all the members in this Trello, so once we start working on it, you can find all the requirements documents and all. It will be shared with all the team members. Okay. Yes, Trello is an open source tool, and also few features are there in the paid version, but we can use the free version of it. Okay.
So, Sakshi,
So
we go forward. Team, I have a few calls to get into. So I'm going to sign off. Sakib will continue. What we're looking at is to complete the team division later today and then communicate to each of you, split you into teams, and then you can start coordinating with it. So Hopefully, the next session will have a presentation from each of you, just introducing and how you want to go forward. So, team, I'm signing off. Sakib, thank you so much. Why don't you continue with the Q&As, please?
Yeah, thank you, Karthik. Yeah,
Thank you.
sure. Yeah. So I'm just taking the next question. Is there a trial version we can use before starting with the project? Yes, we will be using the trial version. Trial version doesn't mean that it has some time limitation. So in paid Trello version, we have few limited, extra features, but we don't require all those things. We can do it in the trial version itself. Okay. So the next question is, so I have registered on Trello. How should I move forward from here? So team, you can see once you registered and everything, so we will start assigning the task. And as we have discussed, Karthik has said, like, we'll be having one team coordinator who will be coordinating with the team and giving the status with me and Karthik. Uh, so once we start dividing the teams, then we can manage those things, right? I hope I have answered your question. So the next question is, will each member on the same team be given a different task? Yes. So Maria, so we have many list of requirements, right? So each person gonna work on individual tasks. If the requirement for the particular backlog is a big one, then two persons can work on it. Okay. So based on the effort, we can assign the task to the members. If it is a simple requirement, then one can handle. If not, if it is a complex, then two or uh, how much three members can work on it. Yeah. Okay. So Sunita, I have joined in the middle. Did you take any details of members in the starting of the class? Uh, no, not yet. We have shared. I hope you got an Google sheet uh, where it has all the team details. So if you haven't, please fill those details. Okay. Yeah. So the time size, it is not an simple app like it is the team. So we need a more people. So once the members has been confirmed, so we can divide accordingly based on your time zones, and based on your time zones, and we can just make a teams accordingly, and uh, we can start working on the things. So first of all, we need to prepare requirements for that. So whatever the requirements we have, as we can make few changes for the projects which we have previously prepared. So I will try to add them in this Trello, and once we get the confirmed members list, I will make sure all those members are present, are invited to this Trello, and we can by communicating with each other, we can start working on this project team. Yeah. Okay. So what time? Just give me a second. Yeah. What time size are so I have answered for that question. 4 or 5. I'm from EST. So as I said, we'll be dividing teams based on your time zone team. So don't worry about it.
No, Sakib, it will not
Yeah.
be based on time zone. It will be based on the technical stack.
Technical share. Okay. Yeah.
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 Only for this
Okay.
team, it's going to be different a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, Karthik. Yeah. So Karthik has answered for that question, right? So I did not get any Google Sheet today. Uh, so Sunita, I hope. Let me check. I will again put it in the chat, the Google Sheet. So 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 please fill the details over here. And I'm going to the next question. I'm not attending page development class which is going on morning. Is it important as Selenium and manual? I'm already attending two training classes, so it is difficult for me to attend page development class. Can I think or can I get the link of it? So you, Preeta, so I hope you are not involving into the page development activities, right? That's what you are trying to say. Okay. So it based on your the I mean, like whatever the availability of time which you have. So just don't miss into all those training sessions. So whichever you are interested to, and if you are committed for that, so you need to work on it. If you haven't not, then you can go for the things which you are looking at it. Yeah. So the next question is, when will the live project start? So team, please contact with the iTeLearn sales team. They're gonna help you regarding the like when is the session and dates accordingly. Yeah. So I hope I have answered every questions. So if you have any questions, please put it. If not, we can end this session. Team. Yeah. I think we are good. So no questions are coming more. Thank you, team. Thank you all. Let's meet in the next session. Yeah. Bye.